Hello everyone, welcome back to my Jaybird. And here's another special game for you. This is two programs, a 2800 versus a 2900 Super Grandmaster, which is online. And this Super Grandmaster is in white. And I'm going to bring you a bunch of games. Now, I let these two go at it. The last game was, I chose my opening, I picked the arrows, I used them, and I played the game controlling the analyst what I want. The assistants. I controlled it. This I didn't control this game whatsoever. I let them go at it. So this is the 2800s in black and the Super Grandmasters 2900, which is online. And let's get down to this. It's quite interesting, and the next games that I'll bring you will be more against this Super Grandmaster, but I'm going to control the controller and play it. But not this one. I left these two run. Let's check it out. B3, D5, B2, F6, F3, E6, E3, D6, E5, castle, E2, D7. See, it kind of looks like I have to check that out, the tower, but it went back to go into the tower, and I think it's the other way. I think the knight's supposed to be on the top and the bishop. But anyway, after D7, D4, and this is why I'm bringing this to you. I want to learn more about what's going on here, and pick up some moves here too to help my game. So after D4, C5, castles, C7, F3, C6, C4, takes C4, takes D4, F6, C3, A6, C5, F4, A4, B8, G3, H6, B6, D7, takes C8, takes C8, A3, A5, C2, B6, A6, E8, D1, takes C5, takes C5, G6, A4, B4, C3, E5, B5, G7, E1, C8, takes D7, takes D7, takes C5, C7, F4, takes C5 check, takes C5, takes C5, D4, C8, C1, after C1, F6, takes C8, takes C8, F3, C2, E7, whoops, that's E7 there. After E7, D4 takes, D4 takes, F5, E6, F6, D7, C1 check, G2, D4, G5, H6, F7, C2, H3, F8, takes H6. At this point, I thought the Super Grandmaster, it's starting to get advantage here. After H4 takes, E8, D6, E7, takes D4, F8, takes F5, and now look, after F5 takes, it's got all these extra pawns, but it's sacrificed to get some pawns, but it's got a bishop. After F5, D5, C5, takes C5, takes C5, and check this out. Can the Super Grandmaster beat this 2800? It's supposed to. It's only 2800. This program, I told you before, this is my program. It's a legitimate 2800. No more. It's 2800. Yep, it was put to the test. After C5 takes, G4, F7, G5, G6, G3, H5, F3, F8, G3, D6, after D6, F3, H4, G6, F8, E3, H5, B4, takes B4, A5, C5 check, D3, takes G6, after G6 takes C4, G1, A6, H5, takes B4, G4. See, and I think the unfortunate part was he had to sack that pawn no matter what. It was a free pawn in the bishop. So after G4, C4, takes F4, D3, G4. After G4, E2, F4, H3, pass G3, H4, G2, D3, F3, and now you know the bishop's going back. It can't make it. This pawn's going to go in before. No. After F3, C2, A7, D3, F2, C4, F1, B4, E1, C4, E4 check, C3, D4, C4, E3, C3, D4, B3, D5, C3, D4, B4, C5, A4, C4, A3, E3, B2, C1, B1, C3, A7, and there's game. The purpose I'm bringing you this now, the 2800 just beat the 2900 Super Grandmaster. The same program that I beat, but I made my own opening. I didn't choose the assistance until I needed it. These two programs I left run, and the 2900 lost. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to play some more against this Super Grandmaster, but I'm going to go back to my openings and start using my openings against the program, but with the assistance of this 2800 program, which just beat this 2900. So with that being said, we'll talk about this, let the game roll. With that being said, I'm going to bring you a whole nice set of series now. But what's running through my brain, see, my brain would help as assistance, but using my theory works really well. It does work. It's going to work. This is no different. And this is less help. This is only 2800. But what I'm afraid of, they're going to catch on to this, and I'm going to keep playing it. Next thing you know, they're going to up that of their 2900. I just know it because I know what they do. Because I'm playing these a lot over and over, and I could just tell you when something's wrong. I do a couple little tricks to find out if what's going on, if they did or they didn't, and then I figured out that they did. But it somehow the next day things change again. I don't know if you just keep playing it over and over, but we're gonna find out. This is how the game went. I'm gonna bring you some more games, and this is how this went. This 2800, they got the job done. Beat the 2900 Super Grandmaster. These two programs, I let them go head to head on their own, move for move. I didn't touch anything or do anything to this programs whatsoever. I just let them run, and this is what they do. But the next time, the next game, all right, there you have it. But on the next game, I will perform my opening that I made, and I'll tell you when I left the program take over. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed that one, and we're going to have some more of these unique high-end games.